Welcome back, everybody, for part 2 of episode 183. It's time for the hot tags of the week. Surprisingly, even though we're doing this early, quite a bit of shit's been going on that it's mostly kind of like funny. And normally we do the episodes on Wednesdays, and there'll be times where it's like nothing happens until Thursday. Then it's like, God damn it, we could have talked about this yesterday, kind of a thing. But a couple of things had happened that we found kind of interesting. Let's just breeze through some of the ones that are a little quicker. One of these, though, is funny. A bunch of teenagers were spray painting the DX logo on 8 cars in Michigan. And a great response from Sean Waltman. He was basically just kind of like, oh, man, that sucks. You shouldn't do that. Wink, wink. This is funny, LOL. Like, that kind of thing. Wago, you're the one who pointed the story out to me. What do you think about this?
Well, it's not surprising in this great state of Michigan. In reality, it's fucking horrible that someone went around and vandalized someone's cars, but shit, they're degenerates, I guess.
Why DX?
Yeah, at least they're trying to be creative with it.
It's so fucking, like, DX hasn't been relevant in God knows how long.
Yeah, like, you're gonna go, like, spray paint a warrant logo? Like, what the fuck?
Well, actually, it makes sense that they do DX is one of the most well-known stables, and DX was something they spray painted a lot.
Even the
If you go by that
reunion
logic,
was, like, 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But even if you do that, you don't end up.
Hey, maybe they
as well.
Maybe they just got the network and, like, it's so fucking WrestleMania.
Maybe. I don't know, because it's funny that they're teenagers. If it would have been people in their late 20s, it makes sense, because we were fans around the time that DX was originally doing this. Where even if they were in their early 20s, like somebody like Drew, who, he's watched from, like, the 2006 kind of stuff. These are teenagers. He's like, probably, like, 16 or something like that.
Yeah, they probably remember the mid-2000s era of DX.
To be fair, they did do more vandalism during that time.
Yeah,
Or-
they spray painted the fucking corporate headquarters, Vince
And the
McMahon's
jets.
plane. Oh yeah, and they fucking like hooked up a chain to the rear axle of the car and blew that shit. That's like serious fucking vandalism and assault and like, oh my
Here's the
gosh.
thing, people hated that era of DX. I loved it. I loved it just as much as the other stuff.
Mhm.
But maybe it's just because I don't like to shit on everything I'm given. Who knows?
No,
They
what do you
jumped
mean?
the-
You share everything.
They jumped the ship for me when they brought Hornswoggle in. At that point, that ship had sailed.
That was
They jumped the
that was an even later phase of DX. So that was the hey, got a new T-shirt, DX.
No, that was, hey, you should buy this T-shirt. I'm gonna plug it along with this video game that has me on it. Hey,
No,
Well,
I'm pretty sure the thing they were plugging the most were those stupid glow sticks.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that's true.
You know what though? I bet fucking so many people bought them at shows.
Yeah,
Oh my
well,
God,
when they were
they're
throwing
fucking
them out,
killing
people are like, I want a glow stick. It has nothing to do with wrestling, but I want it anyway.
no, I remember
They probably charged like $10 for those things, and they were probably fucking cheap as shit to make.
Yeah, you can get like a pack of like 20 for like $5 or less at Home Depot.
I remember watching a video.
Yeah, but these are
of Chris
DX
Jericho
glow sticks.
in British and or not in British. He was in England, and like he said something to the crowd, and then like everyone started throwing those glow sticks at him. I thought that was funny.
I rember seeing that.
Did
when
you
he
just say in British?
Yes, I did. I corrected myself.
Sometimes.
It's
What if
okay,
it was
Bert.
like with that chair thing in, what was it, ECW or whatever, where everybody just kept throwing all the chairs into the ring? People just do that with the glow sticks.
Good
When
old
he just like
Uncle
fall
Terry.
down and took like an actual bump.
Somebody wins the European Championship that way. Let's see another one here. Titus O'Neil wins Dad of the Year. Batista takes this opportunity to call WWE out on not giving him a push. He basically was like, congrats to Titus O'Neil, because WWE ain't doing shit. Huh, WWE? Huh? Fuck you, assholes.
So I'm so confused.
I-
Why is he complaining about this? Like, why is he complaining?
Batista's always been complaining that Titus O'Neil
Yeah.
doesn't get a good,
And he doesn't like the direction that WWE goes. And I'm in a disagreement with Batista. I don't see what the big deal over Titus O'Neil is.
the big deal over Titus O'Neil.
He's alright, he's a big guy and he can talk.
He's the big guy.
Alright, but every time he's been given an opportunity, he hasn't done much with it.
What do you thought? Don't you remember Pancake Patterson?
Yeah, it was fucking awful.
That was awesome.
It was fucking awful.
No, that
Aw.
that
It
was
was
terrible.
okay.
That was right on par with Pretty Ricky.
Look, Titus O'Neil is somebody who, when he first came into NXT, I was like, this guy's terrible. He's not going to last the rest of the year. Just some fucking football guy that they threw out there because he's big, terrible on the mic, everything's garbage with him. He's gotten to a point now where I think he's a very valuable asset for half of a tag team. Primetime Players is perfect for him. He should never get a mid-card title. He should never be pushed to the main event, nothing like that. He's in exactly the spot he needs to be right now. And maybe a little bit lower than what he should be, because those promos that they've been doing have been garbage. But
to be fair, they're doing their best with what they're given.
The problem with Titus O'Neil is WWE doesn't know how to market a black man to the mainstream, which is why, you know, they don't put him in the main event spot. Because I think back to when I read that article, and I'm like, you know, if this was Roman Reigns getting the Dad of the Year award for something, they would plaster that shit all over Monday Night Raw. You know, they would have Michael Cole drop that point every single second. Like, oh, Roman Reigns is Dad of the Year. You know, you got to like him. He's a great father. Yet if it's Titus O'Neil, they're not going to do anything about it. They'll hold on to him because he is a great role model. Yeah, he'll. It's like the fact that they keep Darren Young around so he can appeal to the gay audience, or they keep Xavier Woods around because he's got a PhD and they can trot him out there to show that wrestlers aren't retarded. You know, there are just certain guys that you keep around for one specific reason, and I think that's.
See, I don't think that's the case with Titus O'Neil. I think Titus O'Neil is somebody that they just don't value that much because he's not that great. Like, could you really see him feuding with, like, John Cena for the world title?
No, he's an average wrestler. He has decent charisma, but at the same time, he doesn't really know. Like, he's comfortable on the microphone, but he's never done anything that's gravitated towards me and got me hooked on him. 90% of the time, I've either not interested in what I just saw, or just wished he was off my TV. And it's not just these shitty promos that he's doing now. Every time that he's been on NXT and they've given him a moment to, I don't know, go in there and talk backwards and forwards with fucking Sami Zayn, or talk backwards and forwards with Neville, and treat him like a big-time heel over there. I don't care about him. He doesn't do anything for me. He's not that good. He is a fantastic tag team wrestler. Because he can do half of the work.
And Batista's his friend, so of course he wants to give him a push, you know?
And Batista's another guy that was very limited in ability and got over, so he probably looks at Titus and go, well, he's fucking better than I was.
I think if you gave him the opportunity, Titus O'Neil can be a solid upper mid-card guy. He can be one of those ringers that you can put in there if you need to build somebody up to take on a main event guy. You know, he could be in that. He could basically be in that Dolph Ziggler role. I think a guy like him could fill that spot nicely. And like I said,
Titus would look horrible in denim.
I like his theme song.
I think there's a lot more. There's a lot more value in Titus O'Neil than WWE gives him credit. I'm glad he got this award because it means they're going to hold on to him so they can parade him out there to, you know, the politically correct people. But, you know, I say give a guy like that a chance to really show his stuff. He's better than the lower mid card that he's stuck in.
What if he wins a tag team title then?
I'd be fine with him winning the tag titles down the line. Not now, though.
Oh no, but not Darren Young. He has to win the tag team titles. Just him.
Why?
Because you said that.
What?
Shut up, Drew.
We're gonna move on here because I don't know what the hell's going on.
God.
But a couple more people have been announced for the Global Force Wrestling roster, and the two that stand out to me the most, at the very least, are Jim Cornette and Shelton Benjamin. Now, I've always been a big fan of Jim Cornette. He's kind of nuts, but that's kind of awesome. Shelton Benjamin's a guy that I think should have been, at the very, very least, ECW champion, if not world champion. I think that he's so underrated. Not the best on the mic, but you know what? Some other people haven't either. And Shelton Benjamin's just one of the best in the ring that they've had in a long, long time. So if he is like a standout main event guy at GFW, perfect, awesome. I don't know what Jim Cornette's role is going to be. Did they ever say that? Is he going to be like commentary or...
They have a tag team called the New Heavenly Bodies. I don't know who the new ones are, but he managed the original Heavenly Bodies, so probably going to be their manager.
Jim Cornette's one of those guys that you need around as kind of just a voice of sorts, not just for the on stage, but the backstage as well. I think the guy's got a solid mind for the business. I think he's dealt with too much, you know, bullshit with the business of wrestling aside from the wrestling business. But I'm excited. I'm a Jim Cornette mark. I'll admit that. Shelton Benjamin, he really is the pre-2010s Dolph Ziggler. You know, he really is that type of person. I could see him really being a good pinch hitter for GFW. I don't know if that's a guy that you really want to revolve a company around if you're trying to create an image of your own. I know one of the people that they said that they really want to go behind is get behind is Chris Masters. I think a guy like that is a better face for your company that you can build around than Shelton Benjamin.
Not with a fucking last name like Mordetsky. Jesus Christ.
Oh no, they changed it. I think he is Chris Adonis now or something.
On the website, it's Chris the Adonis Mordetsky.
Oh.
They need to bring in Cheeseburger, and then they can team him up with Moose, and they can have Moose Burgers.
I would eat that. I've had a wild boar burger.
Mm-hmm.
I've had buffalo
I'd be
burger.
all over. I'd be all over Moose
Buffalo
Burgers.
tastes really good. It tastes like beef.
The real standouts in my eyes to their roster are fucking the Young Bucks for starters. One of the best tag teams going right now.
And that's going to be interesting to have Cornette and the Young Bucks together under one roof.
Yeah, they probably patch things up. And Davey Boy Smith Jr., he's fucking awesome, so all about it.
Shame they couldn't get The Rock Jr.
Pissed off that they've got Saban. Pissed off that they've got Saban and they don't have Alex Shelley.
Inside joke.
I'll say this: the roster in total is the best roster WWE 2009 had to offer.
Look, it's better than what TNA keeps pulling out. I mean, TNA's got some names that I think are going to end up going over to GFW eventually.
Well, they have the 2006 roster.
Yeah.
How great would it be, though, if, like, the decent ones that are in TNA just went over?
No, you know who you're going to see over there? You're going to see Mr. Anderson, definitely. I guarantee you they'll sign Mr. Anderson to a contract for GFW. You'll see... Fucking who else is there that you're going to see? I can't even think. Just Mr. Anderson seems like the type of guy that would gravitate to GFW. That would really make it WWE 2009.
Bobby Roode, maybe.
No, Bobby Roode, I think a guy like him could really stand out in Ring of Honor. I would love to see Bobby Roode have a run as Ring of Honor World Champion.
Was Kennedy still around in 2009?
He started he got his big push in 2009. It wasn't until 2010 that they got rid of him.
I'm looking at their
it was before
roster.
For GFW?
Yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of guys that fucking were on Jeff Jarrett's roster back when he ran TNA, back when it was NWA TNA days. Like fucking Chase Stevens is on there. They dug him up from somewhere. Looking with Cassidy Riley. You got Jimmy Rave back on there.
I think I have a roster for opening day. Can't get all the big hitters in day one.
I don't know some of these names.
Yeah, he's digging up fucking people from NWA TNA days, like that are old now.
Yeah.
And nobody. So I'm interested to seeing if they bring any new names in and make their own identity. Glad they got Chael Sonnen on the roster, though. That's what's important.
Maybe these
Yeah.
guys are guys that are like looking for some kind of work, and they're friends with Jarrett. So he's like, "Look, I kind of need some jobbers. I'll make like a Chase Stevens a jobber or something like that." And when they get to like actually having shows and stuff, more people will be interested. So then they'll grab some other people from Ring of Honor, from I don't know, Dragon Gate, like that kind of stuff.
You got to start somewhere, and it can't be easy to start a federation these days. Because it's not like back in the day where you had tons and tons of territories with lots of people that you could grab from, whether it be mid-level people or what. Like, there's nothing. Like, what are you going to go down to Full Sail University and try to take some of those people?
You know who he's probably going to sign? Braden Walker.
Oh, God, yes.
He's a Jarrett guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see Jarrett being like, "Look, I like you, buddy, but this isn't like a Batista and Titus O'Neil thing. We're going to have to get you real cheap."
Yeah, speaking of shape, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Chris Hero pop up in there as well.
Yeah, pop up.
I could see him showing up, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah.
So
Anyway,
it's interesting.
Bounce in real quick.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
A couple other guys I could see. I could see like Matt Morgan showing up in GFW, which wouldn't be too bad. I'm a Matt Morgan mark always. I've always been a fan of his.
Matt Morgan Mark.
Good for you.
What? I like Matt Morgan. I never
Somebody had
understood.
to.
I never understood why they never gave him a run with the title in TNA.
Because they gave him a get
Because
him
he looks-
from stuttering.
That and he looks like a fucking retard.
Let's see. You probably expect some of the ECW guys like Raven or something. He'll probably make us a one shot somewhere in there. Let's see. Who
Hey,
else?
they stole one TNA guy. Fucking Senator.
Sonata. You'll probably see you'll probably see Elijah Burke pop up in there. Also, let's see what WWE level guys that. were in
Yeah, I'm
TNA
thinking
will probably
like there
do a
might be
spot.
some WWE guys who get released this year that they could possibly pop up in there at some point as a way of getting work. Maybe a
Yeah.
wait. Brodus Clay signed to TNA now, isn't he? So that's not gonna happen.
No, I thought they signed him for GFW.
Oh.
Didn't they get him?
I
Tyrese or
think
whatever
he
the
might
fuck his
be,
name
yeah.
is now?
I don't see him on their roster right now.
Maybe it's like a temporary thing or something.
Hey,
I think I
Well, no,
remember
he's-
seeing his
he's-
name pop up.
What?
They do have one legendary guy on there.
Hacksaw.
Jigsaw. Ugh. Hey, Jigsaw and Hacksaw, they can be a team.
Yeah,
Don't give them
give
don't
some
give them
of them.
ideas. But yeah, he's on there. He's under George T. Murdoch. That's
There you go.
Tyrus.
Oh, Trevor Murdoch's twin.
Fucking Scott-
Trevor Murdoch.
Fucking Scott Steiner's on there. This is gonna be awesome. Please bring in Samoa Joe. Don't go to NXT.
No. What we need to see is a three-man booth with whoever their play-by-play guy is, Chael Sonnen and Scott Steiner.
And he could do like the math, like the statistics behind the thing.
And now we
you
throw
see
it.
that Shelton Benjamin's got a 33% chance of beating
You have Scott Steiner do one thing. They go to him to do the tail of the tape.
Yeah, that'd be so great.
Throw it over to the professor, Scott Steiner.
Chris Brodetsky's like 8'6" tall.
But if you take 33% of that and put it against 55% of Chris Sabin's intensity, you're gonna get one hell of a match.
You stack up two midgets, you equal them out to Young Bucks.
Ew, I just clicked on the Heavenly Bodies page. Their names are Desirable Dustin and Gigolo Justin.
Oh, Gigolo, that's
Alright, so we know
Yeah,
who's
ready.
fucking losing.
Let's see. The new Heavenly Bodies held the PWS Tag Team Championship for 259 days between
Don't
August
even
2013 and February of 2014.
Yeah,
I'm just reading what their bio says.
Kevin, want to tag in here? Haven't heard you in a while.
I don't really have much to say about that. I'll going back to the Shelton Benjamin thing. I thought that that he's good. I know I'm going back a little bit. That's a good acquisition because I've always been a Shelton Benjamin fan. I didn't pop in when you guys were talking about that before, but as far as some of the other people that they have lined up, I mean, with Shelton there, I think he's enough of a name and a draw and a talent to be able to really add something to their roster. So I'm excited for that one.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat as you. We are going back to Shelton Benjamin things. I might as well point it out. I think that might have been one of the WWE's biggest failures when it comes to making a character. He might not have been the best talker, but with what he did, he was definitely something that they could have built around. I think Shelton is definitely someone that they failed on miserably. He's a great wrestler. He was a great guy. So he might be a little older now. I don't really watch much of indie wrestling. I have been checking out more of Lucha Underground, and I'm going to check GFW out. And I know he's been doing a lot of stuff with New Japan recently, but I don't know. Hopefully he still has somewhat of that athleticism left. I know he's getting up there in age, so he might not have all of it there, but he's a master in the ring now. He's old enough. He knows psychology. So hopefully he can maybe share some wisdom with some of the younger guys. Maybe some of these guys can get called to WWE eventually, depending on how they develop in the coming years.
Well, hopefully he's still able to devote enough time to the ring, and he's not busy taking care of his mama all the time.
Oh, God, no. That's what I was thinking.
That
That was such a great storyline. How the fuck did they screw that up? Just imagine him coming out as like World Heavyweight Championship, and his mama is holding the championship.
I'll
What's
say
the
this.
unpopular opinion, Wigo?
Shelton Benjamin, incredibly fucking overrated.
Oh, no. You just think that because that one time he took that super kick where he leaped off of the top ropes and everyone marked out for it, and that's what everyone's favorite moment of him is?
No, people were into him as soon as he beat Triple H on Raw that one time, but I think he's just a guy who was an incredible athlete but had no personality.
We got a couple more
What did
hot
they try
tags
to
to
give
talk
him
about.
personality?
Don't want to make this go on too long because we still got payback to do. Rusev lost the medal that he has, that Russian Federation star. Now he came up with another one this week, though. So, you guys think that they just paid for another one, or did they get the original back, or is that all bullshit and he didn't really lose it?
Shit, Rusev might have had to pay for it from what that report said. I don't know if that's like a real story or not. It seems one of those weird ones to make up.
Right.
But there's a picture of a fan clearly that has his medal.
At the same
No,
time, though, knowing WWE, I could see them really holding this over his head because of this bullshit. I mean, this is the kind of thing that they love to be petty about. You lost one of our props. How dare you?
Well, to be fair, Dolph Ziggler lost the Intercontinental Championship in a airport, didn't he?
That wasn't his.
I was just about to say the same thing. I was just about to say it's because losing the title championship belt like that, I think, is a lot more important than losing the medal. I mean, with the medal, they could have just bought a a lookalike, it doesn't even have to look like. Most people would never even known the difference if he would have come out with a different metal. I mean, so
no one would have noticed it.
And probably you can get one for $15. I'm guessing.
No, the issue is that they brought attention to it. But I guarantee you, not that many people would have noticed that because of the picture that they posted or that Rusev posted. Very few people liked that photo in the first place. And I've highly doubt too many people would have thought that would have been a legitimate thing. Or like, oh, he just bought one off the internet or made his own. So to me, the only reason why this is a big story is because they brought attention to it.
Can I tell you what my interpretation of this is?
Yes, you can, Mike.
Yes,
please.
Yes,
I think that this guy was a Make-A-Wish participant who just loved Rusev, and Rusev went and saw it and gave him the medal as like a gift. But he said, "But listen, I got to be a bad guy. I can't let them know I'm doing this Make-A-Wish thing. So we're gonna say that you stole it, and I'm gonna tweet you out."
Some crippled kid. It's just some crippled kid said that he stole it from him.
Some crippled kid that was standing.
Yeah.
No, it's a legitimate crippled kid that did steal it, because apparently anything just like a zigzag can take him down now.
Yeah.
Who do you want to meet? John Cena?
No,
No. Roman Reigns? No. Daniel Bryan? No. I want to meet Rusev.
Why?
What crippled kid says that?
Because fuck Obama.
Bulgarian
Maybe
one.
he stole the medal. Maybe he took the medal, then got crippled because he took it.
You know what, though? Why not just go with it? Like, if they didn't have him come out with it this week, have him cut a promo when he was talking about everything and be like, fuck you Americans. One of you bastards stole my fucking medal. Like,
The swerve is that it was actually Emma.
It would have added because he lost like his undefeated
I get
streak.
that.
He lost his girl. He lost the medal. He would just be losing everything.
just be like, I fucking hate this country,
Now he's losing his push.
Lose his job.
Somebody else who lost a job, Scott Hall, physically escorted out of an indie wrestling event because he was too drunk again.
Hey, congratulations
Scott
on
Hall
your rehab.
drunk?
Oh.
Like,
I feel bad for him.
All right, guys, I got 18 months till he dies. What you got?
Good thing they got that Hall of Fame induction out of the way, eh?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's sad, though, because it's like, Jake the Snake has had, like, some little hiccups here and there, but it seems like he's really trying.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
Scott
he's
Hall
even
seems like he's just like, yeah, it sounds like a good idea to get clean and stuff. Oh, I gotta do it?
Here's the
Story,
thing,
I don't know. I remember
Jake
a
the
year
Snake's
ago-
I'm good now.
Jake
I
the
remember
Snake's
doing a
actually
hot
taking
tag
medicine to the point where he'll vomit if he even takes alcohol.
Hey, if you need to do it, you need to do it. I mean,
Like,
there's
he's
people that get
working
gastric
hard.
bypass surgery and stuff because they can't stop eating.
Was it with Jake the Snake or was it with Scott Hall that we did a hot tag like a couple years ago? It was a long time ago, but was like DDP was doing something weird with either Jake the Snake or Scott coming along with it. I forget what it was off the top of my head, but it was something weird that a lot of people thought was impractical or something like that. Do you guys remember what I was talking about? Or what that is?
I think he was doing
Kevin Nash.
I think it was when Scott Hall was doing the yoga and they had to get his hip replaced because his hip sounded like a cement mixer.
It was when Scott Hall was really, really rock bottom times, and he called DDP, or no, he called Jake the Snake, I think, at first, and Jake the Snake told him that he should go talk to DDP because DDP was helping him out a lot, and so Scott Hall went and he was putting a lot of faith in DDP. Kevin Nash got really upset that was the way it was going down. He's like, no, he shouldn't be seeing DDP. He should see a real doctor. I think that's what you're talking about.
Oh yeah. That's sad, man, because I really, seeing what DDP did for Jake, you really wanted to see him do that for Scott Hall, but some people just can't be saved.
It's a shame.
Wasn't there a rumor that the next big star they were going to try to get to kind of segue into our next story was Sonny?
Oh,
I remember there was a
DDP?
rumor where where DDP wanted to get Sonny on to join him because it was when she was really,
I'm
I
sure
think
he
she
does.
was, yeah, she was really drugged out and he wanted to help her out, but it kind of fell through.
What do you mean? She uses Skype as a way to make money.
Speaking of which, Tony, you want to jump on to that next story?
If you would have told me back in the 90s, I would totally jump on that. But now, yeah, the rumor going around is that Sonny is going to be doing some actual hardcore porn with Vivid Entertainment. Although she's kind of denying it, but she's denied that she does the Skype stuff, and that's clearly happening. So, man, that's fucking... man, it's just a shame, because she was so fucking hot. Now she isn't. Now she's
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
fucked.
That's a great opinion, Tony. What do you think about it, Mike?
I still wanted to talk about the last topic.
Go you done shot that. God, dude, we weren't even done yet. You're like, oh, we should talk about the other stuff.
Yeah.
Sorry, I was trying to help out by keeping the.
I'm gonna
pace
get
going.
this segue in no matter what.
Hey, Tony, there's no other topic. Let's talk about it.
We do
That's
have two
what
more
Jason
hot
would
tags
do.
after this one, though, but about the Sunny one and about Scott Hall, who wants to tag in next?
Sonny, I don't know, man. Like, I almost feel guilty if I even admit to still finding her attractive, and that really kind of, you know, in the right light, we'll say. You know, that's what bags are for.
Yes.
I'd watch it once.
Yeah. I guarantee you, if this works, they're gonna try to do some type of like tie-in where they try to get China involved, and she totally would, if nothing else, just for the notoriety. I guarantee you that would sell. If you had a porno with both Sunny and China, you can really market that to like the late '90s Attitude Era
easy to
fans.
sell. A sunny day in China.
Yeah. There you go. Do it.
Make it happen, Vivid. We're giving that to you for free.
I can't say that I'm not going to go out and watch it because as soon as fucking Seth Rollins' nudes came up, I was like, fuck it, I want it. I was like, I gotta know. How do I compare?
It's a curiosity thing at this point.
How do I compare it to Mr. Money in the Bank?
Well, I'm not that good at taking angles, but
I will hold on. I will say this though: if Sunny does decide to do this, will WWE retroactively take away her Hall of Fame induction?
No.
There's enough embarrassing shit about Sunny out there that they don't care.
They won't mention her anymore, but they're not going to.
They're not going to mention her anyway.
No. The only time they'll mention her is when Triple H is like, when my kids look up Sunny on the internet. What was that?
What was that? Somebody throwing something at?
That was
My bad.
What God, was it your cat like hitting
There's a
something?
part of my desk that's fucking detached. I accidentally hit it with my foot.
But you know, they've had people like sell their Hall of Fame rings, and they don't like try to take them out of the Hall of Fame or anything. They've had people like beg them to take them out of the Hall of Fame. Who was that? Fucking Billy Graham or someone?
Uh-huh. Jimmy Snooker killed a guy.
Jim
Snooker.
Good old James Snooker.
That's when he like turned heel and went to a business suit.
He's corporate Snooker.
You know what? It would have been better off that way.
That's a new character right there, Corporate Snooker.
James
Consequences of corporate snooker.
Oh my god.
It's been a long night.
Let's move on to another hot tag here.
Hang on. Did you ask Miguel permission to do that segue?
This is something that Wago had pointed out as well. WWE
That's
Studios received $35 million in revolving credit with Bank of America Merrill Lynch. I have no idea what the fuck this means. But WWE Studios sucks, huh? Anybody understands banking more? What does revolving credit necessarily classify as?
Revolving credit basically means like as they pay it off, they can get the money back. So it basically means they have a never-ending loan.
So this is how like businesses work. They don't need to actually make any money. They just
No,
keep like
it's-
giving each
yeah,
other
it's-
money.
It's like they could take. Well, it's like they take out say like 80,000 or whatever it is they need for a production of a particular film. They take that to make the movie, and then after the movie hits the box office, they pay that back immediately. But then if they need to take out whatever, they already pre-approved to take out whatever they need. Is basically how it works.
So it's not like I need $100,000 to do this movie. Okay, well when you pay us back, we expect you to pay us that full $100,000. Yeah, but when I pay you back, I'm gonna also need $200,000. So can you just give that to me too?
It might work out that way depending on what the order of their projects are.
You know, it's too bad WWE doesn't make their money in Germany, because I think in Germany, if you make a movie and it bombs, you can get all of that money back from the government. It's like an art tax return that they have going on. I know a lot of independent film companies who do that. They'll make their movies overseas, and in case the movie bombs, the government will give their money back.
That's fucking stupid. If you make something bad, it should fucking bomb, and you should feel bad and have to deal with the outcome. That's
How do you
stupid.
think? You know who was one of the biggest people that used to take advantage of that? Uwe Boll.
Boll?
Yeah.
Well, he needed to. Shit. We have one big hot tag to talk about here. And since this is going on pretty long, we're going to kind of speed through it a little bit. But NXT TakeOver Unstoppables coming out on Wednesday, and we need to give our predictions. So, Matches on the card: Emma and Dana Brooke are going to face Bayley and Charlotte. Hideo Itami and Tyler Breeze and Finn Balor are possibly going to have a number one contenders match. You don't know with Itami being out there. Rhino and Baron Corbin are going to face each other. Sasha Banks is going to defend the women's championship against Becky Lynch. Big Cass and Enzo Amore are going to get a title shot against good old Blake and Murphy. Hoping that Murphy drops the title there at the very least. Be okay if Murphy kept it.
Oh, okay, please, before you continue.
Before I continue with the one more match that's left, and then we can go around everybody else.
I was just looking at the NXT thing.
Oh yeah, I just saw that. That just popped up.
Randy Orton Ambrose in the I Quit Being a Boy match for the women's championship. I thought it was funny.
Wait, what?
Yeah, hey Drew, when you tell us a story, you need to not laugh over your words so that we can hear the story.
Hey, I'm trying to tell the story now, and you won't fucking stop talking.
Oh, funny, because I was trying to go through the matches as well.
That's fucking hilarious, Tony.
One of the matches they have is Randy Orton as a special guest versus Dean Ambrose, and I Quit Being a Boy match for the NXT Women's Championship. So I thought it was funny. And
What was that from?
to be said.
It's on the official
on
wiki
the
page
page
for
right
NXT TakeOver.
Huh. And the last match for the NXT Championship, Kevin Owens against Sami Zayn, and they keep mentioning that this is still going to happen, so I guess the injury's not that bad, but let's go around here. I'll give mine really, really fast, what I think is going to end up happening. I'm expecting Bayley and Charlotte to beat Dana Brooke and Emma, unless they're just so headstrong about Dana Brooke being pushed, because then she'll end up winning. Finn Balor wins the number one contenders match. Baron Corbin beats Rhino. Sasha Banks retains against Becky Lynch. Hoping that Enzo and Cass win the titles, and Kevin Owens retains. So, who wants to go next in their predictions for this?
Well, I think Randy Orton's going to beat Dean Ambrose for the I Quit Being a Boy match. It's Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn's the only real match I'm interested in on this card. And it's a weird one because on the one hand, there's a chance that John Cena might show his face and interrupt and cost him the title, but Sami's hurt, so I don't think they're going to put the belt on him. So I'm going with Kevin Owens, but it's not confident. And I got Finn winning the number one contenders match. As far as the rest goes, I don't care.
I'll go next. I could see Sami Zayn winning the title just for that standpoint alone. I think Kevin Owens will, or not Kevin Owens, John Cena will possibly cost Kevin Owens the title if he appears at some point. I think that'll be something that could play into the match as well. And I can also lead to Kevin Owens debuting on the roster because based on what the mic work he did on Monday, for the most part, he's clearly, to me, he's ready for the main roster. I think his character is all set for it. They could just bring him up right now. They don't need to do vignettes for him or anything. I think Dean Ambrose has got the I Quit Being a Boy match, though. I think that's very important to say. But, Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy, I think they're going to win the tag team championships, which deservingly so. I think they might be getting possibly the biggest pop out of everyone, or the best crowd reaction of everyone on the NXT roster right now. So good for those two. Yeah. And let's see, the triple threat match for the most part, a part of me wants to say Finn Balor because I like him, but if Sami Zayn wins the title, I think Tyler Breeze would be the one because face and heel, it makes more sense to do it that way. Rhino beats Baron Corbin because it's Rhino, and he does a gore. And then for the tag team match, let's go with Bayley and Charlotte because it's Emma, and Emma sucks. So there you go.
I'll go next. Unlike Wago, thanks. Unlike Wago, I'm actually looking forward to just about every one of these matches. The only one that I really don't give a shit about is Baron Corbin versus Rhino. With that one, I'm almost sure that Baron Corbin's going to win because I think they're building up Baron Corbin. And Rhino, I mean, really, what is his future with the company? I mean, it's cool that he's back and he's wrestling, but I don't think he's on like a long-term push. So I think Baron Corbin's going to pick that one up. With the ladies tag, I think Bayley and Charlotte are going to pick it up because although Dana Brooke's sort of new and they sort of have a thing going on with Emma, I think Bayley and Charlotte will give us that feel good moment in the women's division. As far as the triple threat goes, I think Finn Balor is going to pick up that one. I think he's going to be the number one contender because I think Kevin Owens is going to retain the title. Sami Zayn is still somewhat injured, I guess, probably. And even so, even if he wasn't, I think Kevin Owens is keeping that title. The Blake and Murphy match versus Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy, I hope to God the title changes hands there because they've really been pushing those guys a lot, and I'd really like to see them with the titles there, with or without Carmella, I don't care. And then what was the other match? Oh yeah, Sasha Banks versus Becky Lynch. Of course, Sasha Banks is going to retain. But it'll probably be a really good match. And in the Randy Orton, Dean Ambrose, I Quit Being a Boy match, I think Randy Orton will probably come out ahead, and he will quit being a boy.
Well, I want to point out really quickly, it's Randy Orton as a special guest.
But
That's true.
But he's somehow competing.
And I also want to point out that WWE recently updated that matchup. It is no longer the I Quit Being a Boy match. It's now a Drew Stop Interrupting Tony match for the NXT Women's Championship.
Well, it's like this. I'm not interrupting Tony this time. I'm actually interrupting Brian, so you better shut up, Miguel.
I like how somebody's going to click on this Wikipedia page and they're going to be like, who the fuck are Drew and Tony?
All right, I'm going next. Let's see.
You might as well. You fucking run the show.
Yeah. Well, if we're all just pushing in and deciding when we're gonna go, fuck it. I'm gonna take my spot. I'm gonna go Dana Brooke and Emma over Bailey.
Do you want to talk about this match yet?
I'm gonna go Dana Brooke and Emma over Bailey and Charlotte. I think they see more of a future in at least Dana Brooke. Emma's just kind of there. Bailey and Charlotte, they're gonna be making their way up to the roster soon, so they're gonna do their service and put over talent. Baron Corbin versus Rhino. I think Baron Corbin's going to go over, although I do find it funny that the NXT crowd is now starting to rebel against Baron Corbin. That makes me laugh. I'm going to go Finn Balor over Hideo Itami because Itami is injured, and I don't see them really getting behind Tyler Breeze at the moment. I want to see Enzo and Kaz take the match, but I think we're going to see Carmella turn heel, and I think they're going to side with Blake and Murphy and cost them the belts. So I see Blake and Murphy getting the titles. What's the women's match? Because that's the one that's
Sasha and Becky.
I think Sasha Banks is going to hold on to it. I think they see a lot more of a future as far as star power in Sasha than they do Becky. Nothing against Becky Lynch, but Sasha Banks, when she makes it up to the main roster, she's going to be a star. And Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn, it could go either way because both of these guys could make their debuts in WWE like tomorrow and stay up there. So it depends on who you want to put the belt on. I kind of say Kevin Owens just because why put it on Sami Zayn? What good does it do long term? There's so much more of a long term investment in an Owens versus Balor or an Owens versus Itami match than there is Sami Zayn. So we're going to go with Kevin Owens on this one.
Peyton, round us out.
The meaningless Divas tag match, I would expect the baby faces to. Actually, no, I'll say the heels because whoever this Dana Brooke chick is, they seem to be making a big thing of her. So I guess I'll take her for the win on that one. Baron Corbin will probably beat Rhino because for some reason they've been giving him the big push for the past. God, it's been like a year since they've been pushing this guy now. He still can't fucking wrestle a lick. Triple threat. I'm going with Finn Balor. The guy is phenomenal. He just more than deserves to be carrying that company on his back. Tag title match, I would expect Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy to take those titles because I still don't really have any idea who Blake and Murphy are, and those guys have been the best thing in that tag division for quite some time now.
It's now Flake and Murky.
Oh, okay. Sasha Banks will easily retain that title against the rocker chick who bangs her head around. Becky Lynch? Yeah, that's her. And Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn will probably not even really happen. I could see Sami Zayn coming out and like wanting to fight, but everyone's urging him not to, and Kevin Owens just is like viciously beating him down where Sami Zayn can't even like do anything back and defend himself. Then Finn Balor, who won his number one contendership earlier, will come out, challenge Kevin Owens to the match, get that match started, and I believe Finn Balor will pin Kevin Owens, win that title, become the champion of NXT to run that division for whatever amount of time he's going to, and that frees up not just one but both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to become main roster members.
Do you think that Kevin Owens loses cleanly or Cena interrupts?
No, I don't think Cena has anything to do with this.
What about Zayn interrupting and causing?
Cena's a babyface. Why would Cena do that?
Well,
Because he got powerbombed.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he has a match with him at Elimination Chamber.
Now, hold on. I have a question. Does Elimination Chamber happen before or after?
After 2 weeks.
After.
Yeah, so I don't see them taking the belt off of Owens before his matchup against Cena. They need Owens to hold on to that belt, at least so that he can look credible against Cena.
Plus, I want to see NXT champion versus US champion. That's kind of cool.
That does kind of fuck it, doesn't it?
But then again, if Cena does show up, then there's more reason for Kevin Owens to be like, yo, fuck you. I'm going to take your fucking title now, though.
That's very true. It's a good reason for Kevin Owens to actually want the U.S. title, because at this point, he wasn't saying anything about it. Oh, man, I completely forgot to say this on the Raw post show, but I can't believe Kevin Owens stepped on the U.S. title like that. That's the equivalent of stepping on the U.S. flag. This is fucking America. You don't do that.
My God.
He's Canadian. He does what the fuck he wants.
He's going to be the perfect heel for John Cena.
You know what? He is fucking Canadian. For all of the shit that he did, he was still polite.
Yeah. I don't like you. You're an asshole. I'm going to beat you, but thanks for saying my name, buddy. That'll do us in for the hot tags of the week. Very good discussion here on a lot of different topics. If you guys have any opinions on any of them, leave comments below. We are going to take a break, because we need one after that. And we're going to come back and start talking about Payback with our full review of all those matches. So stay tuned. Click on the next video. Click on the rest hold. Watch that kind of stuff. We will see you